This is the Man Stop It podcast. Man Stop It. Man Stop It. Yo. It's your boy Big Russ, Man Stop It podcast. Got a special guest in the building. A Ealy. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How you, man?
Nice to have you, man.
Man, it's a pleasure being here.
Pleasure, man. I appreciate you for coming, man. Even though we just known each other, what, a week or something like that?
Yeah, close to it. Close
to a week?
Yeah, close to it.
Yeah, so, tell me something, man. Like, where you from?
Originally Huntsville, Alabama.
You originally from Huntsville, Alabama?
Originally from Huntsville, Alabama. My family is definitely from Joliet, Illinois.
Joliet?
Yeah, my family's from Joliet, but we moved to Alabama when I was like 4 years old, so my mama raised me down in Alabama.
Oh.
Yeah.
So y'all moved to Alabama when you was 4?
Right. My parents were, my dad was in the Air Force, and my parents actually ended up getting divorced over in England. And when they came back over here, my dad stayed in Joliet, and my mom went down to Alabama with her sister, who she married, a Mississippi man. And that was our only family for real. So she was like, "I'll just go down here and raise my son down in Alabama." Man. That's why I was there.
So you the only child?
Yeah, I was the only child. I do have my dad remarried, and I do have a brother and sister from that marriage. Yeah, so I got a brother and sister from my dad and my bonus mom. But just for my mom and my dad, I'm the
you're the only child. Wow.
Yeah.
So how was your growing up? How would you describe your childhood?
I think I would have like the quote unquote American childhood. Being in the South, as much American black as you can get. Of course, I had to come home before street lights came on, one of those type of deals. Yeah, I was, a regular kid. I was a soccer kid. I was an athlete. So I would, I was also a latchkey kid. So I was one of those kids who had to come home and, lock the door behind me and put my little Easy Mac in the microwave and turn on Boy Meets World and, wait for my mom to come home. So, yeah.
It's still on? Okay, yeah. So, so you just the only child at home?
Yeah, only child. Only me. It was only me and my mom.
Wow.
My mom worked 2 jobs for pretty much most of my life just to, get us through. And she put me through all the, sports, all the things. She could be there at the time, any time she could be there, she could be there. But yeah, for the most part, man, I had a wonderful childhood. I had all the friends growing up, I had all the things, I think all the kids could want,
You was partly raised in Joliet, what? So you was like 4, you saying?
Yeah. My got both sides of my family are from Joliet. Actually, my mom and my dad grew up on the same street, Water Street, South End of Joliet. So I would actually come up here in the summers and be with my dad. And he lived in Joliet, he lived in Aurora. I would be up here with him all summer, and I go back to Bama for the school year.
Okay. You got both worlds now. Alabama, Chicago,
Yeah.
Joliet.
Yeah, Joliet.
J.
Yeah, the J.
I got people in Joliet.
Oh, yeah?
My auntie, yeah. My son's name, Fat A. Shout out Fat A, man, Joliet.
Shout out Joliet, man. Shout out Joliet. Shout out to Evans, Evans for sure.
Yeah, alright, cool, yeah. But, so I say, like, what inspired you? You say you were active, you act and, so what really inspired you to be an actor?
Man, it was it was really I would say like destiny kind of like, because I didn't. It's crazy when I was talking about my mom and my dad grew up on the same street. My dad actually met my mom one night because my dad was doing this kind of play thing with my mom's brother. Mm-hmm. And my dad didn't know my mom or whatever, but they met this day doing a play in their basement or whatever. So it was kind of like predestined when they met, they was going to have a kid to act. But I actually grew up playing soccer my whole life because I was in England for a little minute. And
he was playing?
Yeah. So my dad was in the Air Force.
Yeah, he was in the Air Force.
Yeah. So I was over there for about...
military kid.
Yeah, a little military brat, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a
military
story.
Kid, man. Yeah, you got a great story, man. So you got into acting and.
Yeah, I was a soccer player my whole life, man. I played soccer. That's all I wanted to do. Like I was gonna go to the MLS. Like you couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be Freddie Adu. That's just what I wanted to do. I love
Freddie Adu.
Freddie Adu. He was one of the youngest. Shout out to Freddie Adu. He's one of the youngest soccer players in America. He went to the MLS at age 15. Right. He's a professional soccer player. I always looked up to him. So you really couldn't tell me I wasn't gonna be Freddie Adu, but. I ended up getting hurt my junior year of high school, and I hurt my knee, and then I really didn't have much going on as far as high school after that, for real. So these guys that graduated a year before me, they came back to my theater class. Well, let me rewind. I had to take an arts credit to graduate high school, and I took theater. And my theater teacher was like, yo, you should, take theater too. And I'm like, alright, well I ain't doing nothing else, so why not? Mm-hmm. So my senior year, I took theater too, and these two brothers that I knew probably the year before, they came back to our theater class and they're like, hey man, what y'all doing, man? Y'all should come down to Alabama State, shout out Alabama State University, go Hornets. They was like, y'all should come down to Alabama State, and some black actors down there, what I'm saying? We doing the thing, Shakespeare, all the stuff. And so I was like, alright, bet. And I applied, ended up getting in, and I went to Alabama State for acting. So, and that's how I really started with the whole acting thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a turn.
Here you go, getting in my Uber.
It's so wild.
There you go, getting in my Uber, man. I meet a lot of people though. I met another actor, and he sent me his clips from Chicago PD and stuff like that. But yeah, you go get in my Uber. We got to talking. I talk to a lot of young people, man. Get in my Uber because I'm trying to really like push for peace, man. With Chicago, there's a lot going on in the city, man.
Sure.
With the internet, there's so many bloggers and other people. It's a lot going on, being messy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you watch a lot of YouTube or do you watch like bloggers and podcasts and stuff like that.
Definitely do. Definitely a big fan of all the big ones, of course. Dream Champs and
So I never really watched none of them.
Mm.
So I'm just gonna tell you like where I got it from, cause my son is a rapper. I told you that.
Yeah, for sure.
His name Ruger. Shout out my son.
Yeah, shout out Ruger.
I just had my son on here, so yeah, he a rapper, man. My little cousin Duck, who got killed 2020. Shout out my little cousin, I love you, cousin.
Rest in peace,
so that's what made me get into it. So I just, it's a lot going on with them in the city of Chicago, all through the city. So I talk to a lot of young guys that get in my Uber. So what happened? You got in there, you told me you was an actor. I'm like, wow, you might well get on my podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
you instantly was like, yeah, I'll do it.
Shut up.
No problem. See, that's love, man. We don't, that's what, and I just started off. So I'm just starting off as a podcaster. So like I said, I didn't watch a lot of people, but I checked out Drink Champs and Gilly and them. I watch a lot of, so now I'm starting to watch them so I can get the ideas and stuff, But I came up with this idea.
Yeah.
From with my son being on the road with him, that's where the Man Stop It come from. With us being on the road and we out there doing a little silly stuff. Oh man, stop it, man.
Yeah.
So that's where the Man Stop It come from. And I met this other young guy, my Uber, who write books, and he gave me a book. So I sent him a picture of my hoodies, my merch, and he was like, man, you should make a podcast from that. So that's where it come from, man. So
I love it. I really love it.
Yeah, so I be trying to talk to a lot of guys, man. I appreciate you for coming, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, I'm all about that for real.
So what? Who your favorite? What was the actor? Like, you got a favorite actor or something?
I do. And I know. Man, I don't want nobody trying to take my card and nothing like that. But ever since a kid, man, I've just been a huge Leonardo DiCaprio fan. Like I love Leo.
Man.
He really takes it to another level. I know, a lot of black actors. I was gonna say, a black actor that helped them. Denzel.
He's the first one.
And of course, we love Denzel. Like, there's nothing. I love everything. I've seen everything Denzel has done. But somebody that's really like took me out of my seat, and I was like, no, I want to do what he's doing. That's what.
That's a great actor. He's a great actor.
No, for sure.
So can I tell you who was my favorite actor growing up?
Who that?
My favorite actor was John Travolta.
Oh, you like John Travolta? Okay.
Man, I've been since what was that? The little show they had.
Happy Day was.
No, it wasn't Happy Day. It was and I said it earlier today. I said it, man, but I'm on camera, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, Horseshack, man. What was that? Damn, man. I'm lost, man. But yeah, John Travolta, man.
John Travolta's got some.
He's my favorite.
Great character.
Grease. I watched Grease over and over and over again, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He was a good actor too when he started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He definitely somebody else that is really just, especially with Grease. That's something that a lot of American theater do. Yeah, a lot of American theater do Grease all the time.
Yeah, it's a legend.
It's kind of like a staple, but a lot of theaters to do that. So, but Leo really took me there for the most part, man. Yeah, and of course, I got some other people that I've always looked up to, like Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's got a great resume, great skills. Like I'm very, very much enthralled on everything he does. And as far as the new school, we got the new school actors here. You got Jonathan Majors. Shout out to Jonathan, who's and going through his own things right now. But that aside, his acting is top tier, and I think that's definitely something to be appraised for, because his acting is dope. But yeah, who else?
I ain't trying to put you on the spot, man.
No. Ain't no spot at all.
You ain't trying to put you on the spot, man. But yeah, who's the what do you say the best actor that you did work with? So I ain't trying to put you on the spot.
Okay, no.
You know what I'm saying?
Best actor I've worked with. Yeah, I know. Nobody thinks of this, because I think everybody that I would work with is a phenomenal actor or actress. But I would have to say a favorite actor of mine, somebody who I was just able to go toe to toe with, and literally have a real, what I call a live dialogue, where there's you really can't tell that we both learned the script.
Mm-hmm.
It's real life. What we're at. We're not acting anymore. We're living it. You know what I mean? And that's Ron O'Connor. Ron Connor, he's on. Shout out to Ron Connor. He's on the South Side. He plays a character named Blue on the South Side, Comedy Central. Yeah, he's
Chicago.
Chicago actor, man. You gotta get him on here, man. Yeah, he's a good actor.
I love to get him. I love to get him.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ron Connor, man. We did a show.
Yeah,
we did a show last year, and it was about the apartheid in Africa, and we were in prison like Mandela around that time, and so it was just me and him on stage for 2 hours, and me and him go back and forth, and just being with him and being able to live with somebody, and there's nobody helping you, no background actors, nothing. It's just me and him the whole time. He's definitely a favorite that I've worked with, for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, he's intense. Yeah, shout out to Ron, man. You did your thing. For sure.
So y'all go back and forth with the script?
Yeah. So basically, it was just two guys in a cell, and the cell is 5 by 5, super small. They got a babe in there out of a bucket, and this is African jail. It was really, really horrible conditions that they were in, but it made it so real for me because we had to learn the accents. We had to be all the way, fully enthralled into what was going on at that time.
To that person,
right? For sure. And it was a true story too, so it was we really couldn't play it we were acting this is already happening for real. You know what I mean? And Mandela spent many, many years in there. We all know about that.
Yeah.
So it was really just paying homage to them and getting it right. And I think we did. It was especially with the help with having a great scene part of our lives for sure.
So what would you find that at?
Nah, so this is the crazy thing about theater is like you gotta come see the show or it's done. You'll never see it again. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about theater. It's just like once the show's done, it's done.
So they don't record it or nothing like that? You don't record it?
For archival purposes only. Yeah,
right.
so only the theater will be able to watch it.
Oh,
If
that's
it's a
it.
part of that theater or something like that, you come back and hey, can I look at the tapes, from 1992 or whatever like that. You can do that, but other than that.
So you do a lot of theater too?
Oh yeah. Theater is definitely in my bag for sure.
So maybe one day I'll get a theater.
Yeah, man, you whatever you
I'm
want,
gonna
man.
support you all the way,
You
bro.
definitely have tickets to
I'm
all my
support you,
shows,
I'm
man.
support you,
You
man.
definitely got tickets
For
for
sure,
sure.
man. If I gotta pay for the ticket, I'll pay for it.
Nah, man, you
It's
and
called
the guests,
support.
you and the guests, it's on me for
It's
sure.
called
Yeah, for sure.
So
For
I
sure.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So do you have any kids? I mean, you have
No
any
kids, man, no kids, man. Yeah, shout out to me.
Hey, man, you know.
Yeah, no kids. But shout out to my homies who do got kids. I'm probably like one of, I think it's like 3 of us left out of my homies that don't have kids. I've just been grinding, man. I'm just super, super grateful to be able to grind.
And that's so when the right time comes,
Yeah, when the right time comes, for sure.
Man,
I'm looking over there at my lady.
Yeah.
The right time. But yeah, no kids right now. Just busting out that career, man, and making my mama proud.
Keep going. Your mama still out of Alabama?
No, my mom is actually in Maryland. Yeah, my mom was in Maryland back in 2013.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she out there and living her best biker life. My mom's a biker.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's a big Harley gangs.
She ride the big boy.
Oh, yeah. She touched.
What?
My mom has touched 48 states on a bike.
She be doing it like
She
that?
ain't no joke, man. My mom is nobody.
Wow.
Yeah, she met her husband at a biker rally. Yeah.
Wow.
She started a bikers club. Shout out to Diamonds in Motion in Huntsville, Alabama. Shout out to y'all.
She gonna see this, man.
Yeah, she gonna look. Yeah, she gonna be like, oh my God. I told her I was coming on today.
You
She's
see?
super excited. Yeah, she's
Oh,
super excited.
wow.
This is also my first
Shout
podcast.
out to mom, man. How you doing, mom? Yeah. For sure, man. That's what's up, man. Yeah, big biker. She riding the thing. Harley Davidson, too.
Yeah, she's serious, man. Definitely got the Harley everything.
What type of music you like? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Man, all the music I listen to, man, is basically hip hop. I'm a big hip hop head. Some of the people I listen to right now is Mozzie. Mozzie out of LA, out of Oak Park. Shout out Mozzie, man. That's my dog right there. I love me some Mozzie right now. Shout out Travis Scott, just dropped Utopia. That's it's been in my headphones, pretty heavy right now. Rollo Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? That's Alabama all day, no cap, Big Yavo, Alabama all day. I know how to be rapping. So that's basically what I'm on right now. Just hip hop, everything.
Right. So you listen? You don't listen to the drill rappers?
I have, yeah, I definitely have. I know a few of them.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Herb back in the day when he was Lil Herb. Yeah, I used to listen to Lil Herb. Yeah, when he was Lil Herb.
Yeah, Big G Herb on mine.
Big G Herb for
Yeah,
sure.
Herb, yeah, he's nice, man. He's nice. There's just a lot going on in the city, man.
For sure.
Like I said, Chicago with a lot of drill rappers,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And that's another thing I really like that you are doing this, you know what I'm saying, and promoting peace, because as long as I've been up here, I've seen, I actually know two brothers that have died from the violence out here, you know what I'm saying, the gun violence, and it's definitely something that you don't see coming, and it's hard to really process, but when you see somebody like you doing this, I know that there's still hope for this city, especially when you got the OGs like yourself out here trying to put it back in and trying to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that it's going to be some people left, you know what I'm saying, for the next generation.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I'm grateful for you, you know what I'm saying, knowing that, because it's a big deal. I'm not, nowhere near, you know what I'm saying, the drill scene or anything like that. I have a homie who grew up on the south side of Chicago, and, has taught me all the Chicago lingo, that you can ever imagine. I go back home to Alabama, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling everybody you tweaking, you know. I'm doing all the lingo.
I'm just saying that.
You know, I'm doing all the lingo, man. So I definitely have homage, and I definitely show love to all the Chicago
we
stuff.
We have the lingo.
Yeah, it's a beautiful lingo, man. The way I say car, the way I say water, like, I love it all, man. I love it all.
You tweaking. Hey, for real though, I had to look at the homie, you know, I did personal protection, you know, and I said, man, you know, with Kels, man, you know, that was my man, you know, that's still my boy, my brother. But at the end of the day, I had this guy that used to be with us. He from Cali. And I used to be like, what up, Joe?
Yeah.
What up, kid?
Yeah, Joe.
Man, he used to, every time he come around, he'd be like, man, say it, man.
Yeah.
Say it again, man. Boy, he used to love that. He started going to Cali. You know, he from San Diego.
Yeah.
Man, every time he come around, man, he used to just love when I say, what's up, Joe?
Yeah.
You know, they just love our tone, man.
Yeah, that Joe had me on for a minute, man. I was definitely saying Joe for a minute.
Yeah, man, you know, that's the, you know, but yeah, it looked like you turned out to be a nice young man. You know, your mother, your father did well with you, man. So I like to see that type of stuff. And I got another question, like, but you answered basically like you weren't never in the streets.
I ain't gonna say that.
Was you like in the streets?
Yeah.
Messing around like with different gangs and stuff like that. I'm asking.
Yeah,
I gotta, you know, ask that. You know?
I mean, we all, you know, I feel like, you know, especially like where I come from, I feel like we all did a little something, but I was the one everybody kind of knew was gonna do something different. So it was a couple nights they told me to go home, you know what I mean, and I'm grateful for that, because it was one night that them niggas ain't come home, and it was like, I mean, they ain't died, you know what I'm saying, they got mixed up with some stuff, but yeah, I did, you know what I'm saying, I was out there, I got, you know, my homie who was in prison for 7 years, you know, and, you know, I was sending money on his books and everything like that, but I literally we went the other way, you know, I was blessed enough to have a mother who grew up around gang violence, you know, in Joliet, and she did not want that for me whatsoever, and as much as I had the time, because she was working, you know what I'm saying, to be out there in the streets, God was really looking out for me, because I had homies that were really looking at me like, nah, you different, you need to go home.
Right.
And I went home. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times. I got vivid memories in my head when they was looking at me like, you know, we about to go woo-de-woo, you know, have something. But you gonna stay right here, we'll be back. You know? So.
That's real love.
And yeah, to this day, man, I tell them homies there, you know, every chance I get, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, you know, a lot of this is because of y'all. Like, I got to see something different, you know. Some of them nights I just stayed there in the car waiting for them to get back. I'm talking to whatever girl I'm talking to, and you know, just the fact that I was outside with them is probably just enough for me, just because of, you know, who I was and where I was coming from. But yeah, I definitely,
so
definitely
you said you was part of a gang.
I ain't gonna say all that, you know. We could say that I was into some things that were
you should have been
of the law. Yeah, of the law, yeah, for sure.
I understand because I've been there, bro. You know, I was part of a gang. I was part of the GDs.
Okay.
So I understand, man. It's times that some of my people that I stop people from hurting. You know, many times, bro. And I had one of my homies. They want to whoop him because of what his cousin did. Because his cousin was a GD, but he flipped stone. So they want to whoop him. So I tell them no. And we in the meeting. So they want to whoop him. So they want to violate him because of what his cousin did. And I told him no. And I told him, get up out of here. Leave. I supposed to got my brains beat in for something like that. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I feel where you coming from, and that's what we got right now today. So we got these older guys that's really misleading a lot of these young men.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I'm just keeping it real. Like, they really trying to put it on the young guys. Like, it's the young guys out here that's really, you know, doing all this. No, it's got a lot of older niggas
It was definitely our generation too that messed up this one right here. Because there's no the divide from, I would say, '03 to '09, kind of like that era. Like it's a big difference from what was going on to what's going on now. And so these guys that are my age who are still in the streets, still doing what they, you know what I'm saying, they are so corrupted because the OGs before us, it was a lot more structure back then, you know what I'm saying? But that stuff started to break down even more, and the factions, and then this, and then that, and that. So now it's all over, and nobody really has any guidance on anything, you know what I'm saying? Even when it was, you know what I'm saying, no honor among thieves, but even when it was, you know what I'm saying, some type of structure, it's gone now, I think, for what I've seen.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone for now, most definitely it's gone, but that's because a lot of the older guys don't want to step up to the plate. And I'm not gonna lie, I got on YouTube just so they could see me. And I've been having a lot of people reach out to me. Like there's been a lot of people from different states reaching out to me, and they've been watching my stories. I got a lot of stories on YouTube where I'm talking about my son. I had a son died named Brian. You know, his nickname is Scrap in the Streets. And I talk about that. It's all on YouTube. So if you Google it, you'll see it. And I'm telling the story. My son, he got killed 2014. He got killed. You know, and he was locked up for a murder in 2000. He was 14 years old. He did 5 months locked up, and he beat it. He came home. He got killed 2 years later when he was 17. And I don't sugarcoat nothing. Yes, my son was in them streets, and he was a hothead. He was one of them people, and he was a sweet boy, a sweet kid. He was a nice kid, but he was caught up in the streets, man. He could rap. He was good on rapping and all that. But that's what happened with a lot of these young guys right now today. And there's not nobody, not a voice. And I'm not like Dirt. You know, he say he the voice. So I don't have nothing against Dirt. I don't even know the Dirt. But he is a big voice to the drill scene. So my son is Ruger. He's a big voice to the drill scene. So what we gotta do is we gotta stand up, speak out.
For sure.
And we gotta, you know, like this right here, with me bringing people on my podcast, and you know, me and my son was just on here. You know, we did something, and I had fun just sitting there interviewing my son.
It needs to be that though. Man.
That was fun, man.
Yeah.
That was laughing. We had a ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was just on album 22. Shout out Adam. No Jumper, man. You heard of No Jumper, right? So my son was on there 3 times. Look him up, he on Adam. So just like a month or so ago, he was on Adam. But his thing is my son, he's not really trying to, like he want to bring up Dirt all the time, or Chief Keef, you know, they so-called, well, everybody knows Chicago, what's going on. So my son, like, you know, he don't be wanting to talk about that, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, they big voices, man. They have big voices. G Herbo, Ruger, Lil Durk, Chief Keef.
Polo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Polo G. It's a lot of these rappers that's big voices right now.
For sure.
You know, with the drill scene. So a lot of them watches my channel, man.
Yeah.
They watch my channel too. You know, and I'm not doing this right here for clicks, like views. It's a job. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm making it my job. What about, like, I don't know if you heard it, but 7 women got shot. 9, 10 women.
I'm standing
Did you hear about
outside.
that? Out west?
Standing outside,
Out west, did you hear about that?
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you feel about that? Like, when you heard that, like, what came to, like, women, man, these women, like, 9 women got shot, 11 women or something like that.
The thing I always think about when something like that happens, I'm like, is it whatever, you know what I'm saying, drug that they was on, they just saw like zombies at that moment, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause you know, you got to go do something, you ain't gonna go do it sober. You know You know what I'm saying? So why would, I always think about what mindset was you in at that point in time, because it couldn't have been just, your sober mind. So you pulling up to some, street and you see these woo-woo people out there. Another thing, like, where's the aim? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody even like, I hate to talk about it like that, but it's like nobody is like even thinking about what it could be. And then if you just gonna shoot with your eyes closed and you gonna shoot, you know what I'm saying, everybody outside, I don't think anything is getting really thought about. It's all about, for me right now, I think it's the drugs.
I was just gonna say
because
that.
when you on the drugs,
That's
you seeing different things. You're not seeing what you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. And you feeling something way, and this get way more itchy. That trick gets way more lighter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a toy. By that time, you don't know what's going on in your brain. And then that stuff don't even sound the same when it's coming out the brain when you're on the drug. Like, it don't even sound the same.
Like they get a kick out of it.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon. It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, it's that little game they be playing.
That Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sit in the house and play that all day.
I know it. I
don't know, but I don't play games.
I remember what it used to make me feel like, and my mom didn't let me play with no guns, I couldn't even play with super soakers. I couldn't play with none of that. So when I saw a gun game, it literally would make me sick to my stomach because I haven't been exposed to that. But my cousins, they would play gun games all the time. And now what? Today they own guns. Like that's a thing that they do because I don't, that's not me. I'm an actor. Like, I really need, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we know where we at. We in Chicago. Like you might need to have something with you at all times. But as far as the life you lead, I mean, if there's no need for a gun, there's no need for a gun. But like if you growing up and you seeing guns, you see how they work. You got this type of gun. You can switch this stock out with this one. And you can switch this and put a switch on this and It becomes like I have to have that now because it's like I'm seeing it every day. I'm seeing it on a video game. I'm seeing it on my phone. I gotta get that. He got that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta shoot, but I can't shoot it sober.
Right. So yeah.
So let me turn up real quick and let's shoot over there. Oh, that's them right. No, it ain't. It was 7 girls.
Yeah.
So I get really upset about that. But it's like a lot of stuff I keep internal because it's being an actor. I'm very emotional. So it's like sometimes I gotta keep that for the next show so I can rearrange somebody who comes to see me. You know what I'm saying? And it'll be a different feeling when they walk in my play or something like that, and I'll be able to reveal what I've just been holding in, and I'll be able to put it on stage for whoever's in that audience who just might have somebody pass from something stupid like that, or you know what I'm saying? Anything that you come in, or you see me on TV or anything like that, like I'm definitely there to want to make you feel something different than when you started before you started to me. So that's definitely something that I try to stay away from. But I appreciate the question though, for real, because it's sad for me to know, because where me and my lady live, you wouldn't even know Chicago got that type of stuff going on. You know what I mean? Where you pick me up at, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know that is happening in the city. You know what I'm saying? I moved her up here. You know what I'm saying? She ain't know, she know. She like, man, we couldn't even, it's people telling her like, oh, be careful up there. She like, but where? Where I need to be careful at?
Right,
you know
that's all the time.
But you did.
People, they hear a lot about Chicago, and like we really, social media up here, Chicago is really first, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wanna hear them stories. That's why when I got on YouTube, I started telling my stories.
Yeah.
I got a lot of people been reaching out to me, bro,
People need to hear.
So they've been reaching out to me like really. So they want Chicago, man, they own us.
Mm-hmm.
They own us. Social media, everything, they own it. Everything happens, so that's why they said that.
Yeah.
That's why they say that to us. Oh, be careful. Somebody probably didn't want them to come.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't want, no, don't go there. Don't go to Chicago.
Right.
But it's not like that. See, people think it like that.
Nah, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
Anybody that tell you anything like about Chicago, come visit Chicago for yourself. and know, you know what I'm saying, it's not everything that the TV
Right.
says it is. It's one of the most beautiful cities in our country, like period. Like we have one of the most beautiful skylines. And I'm saying we because I've been here 8 years, so I consider myself a Chicagoan now. I dare somebody tell me different. Got all the winters I've been through and all the snow I've been through. But it's beautiful here, man. I wouldn't trade my foundation as an actor for no other city, for sure.
And I just want to say, man, like, you are a bit, like, voice yourself, you know, and hopefully that somebody will see this interview and the young kid, they'll see it and, you know, and, man, they'll get something from it.
That's
You know
one
what
of the
I'm
reasons.
saying?
That's one of the reasons I'm glad I'm here.
So just like, what would you say to the young youth, the young generation? What type of advice you give them?
Man, right now, anybody that's young, or you know what I'm saying, younger than me, or youth, teenager, whatever, there is way more to this world than on what's on your phone, or what's on TV, or what's on your iPad. I have been blessed to be able to see it through acting. Like I said, I have a best friend who was in prison for 7 years. We went 2 totally different routes, but I chose the different route. So really, your choices are really, really gonna make everything, but you don't have to make just the most perfect decision today. Things take time, and there's more, like I said before, there's more to what you just see straight in front of you. Like there's look beyond the phone, look beyond the horizon, look beyond the ocean, look beyond space. Because you can do whatever you want to, and that's really the truth. Who cares how long it takes or how hard it's gonna be? Like it's way better than being locked up, not being able to see your family on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Or Halloween, all the little holidays you don't think about your birthday, spending your birthday in prison, or you know what I'm saying, being around friends who just gonna keep dying all the time. You separate yourself and see more than what's directly in front of you. That's what I would give to you today, because there's way more out there, and it's sweet.
Chicago is like it's got a black cloud over it though, and you hit that right on the point, man, with these youth. So when you walked in, I was talking to one of my nephews, and he like probably 23, 24, and I'm just hoping that it'll reach him and the rest of the little guys that's in the streets. He talked to me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he listened, you know, but he one of them little street guys. But he watches my podcast. He always tell me, man, keep doing it, huh? You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of people when you're doing something right from your neighborhood. Now this is just me. That's from my neighborhood. They'll try to bring you down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't want to see you doing good.
Who knew?
They want you doing bad.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just to them. You know, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going, bro.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And do that.
And when I first started, it got overwhelming to me. Because I was like, so I had to shut down for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
But I just started back on the second, you know what I'm saying? My son came to town, interviewed him. You like my third person, you know what I'm saying? So I got to get back on the grind, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to do something like feed the homeless. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I'm doing this by myself. I'm doing this, you know, I don't have nothing. But I want to give back.
No, but you
If I want to make sandwiches or whatever I got to do it, I want to go feed the homeless. I'm going to do it.
You will. You definitely will.
So, yeah, that's what I'm about, man. That's what I want to do. 53, people didn't think that Les was going to make it to 53 years old. Because I came up in them streets, man.
Yeah.
Like, for real, in them streets of Chicago.
Yeah, man. Shout out to
Southside, Lowland, you feel me?
you. Yeah, shout out to you for making it through that, man.
I appreciate
it's a really,
it, bro.
really
You
big
know, I lost a
deal.
lot of homies. And now I'm using a lot of my young generation, not just my generation, the other families' generations. So we gotta get through this. We all gotta come together, man. We gotta stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so if I can use my platform, I'm bringing somebody on here, maybe it's over there, whoever we sit at the table when we talk, we can play spades, play cards, whatever you want to do, but we gotta get along. You feel?
We do.
So yeah, man, that's why I love your perspective on. I love what you said, man. And you're a very, very intelligent brother, I can tell, man. And keep doing what you're doing, man. You know, your mama proud of you, man.
For sure, man.
You're making us super proud, man.
Shout out my dudes, man.
And you doing your thing, man. So I know I'm gonna see big strings for you, man.
Yes, sir.
In the dear future, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, because
So
for sure.
yeah, man. It's a pleasure, man, that I met you, man. But I
Likewise.
got some more questions though.
What's up, man? I'm
Who's your
ready for
favorite
it.
team, man? Like on
My favorite team?
basketball, who's your favorite team?
Man, I've been a Boston Celtics fan for the longest, man. I'll definitely, Bulls all day, but I've been a Boston fan.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm a Kevin Garnett fan. I'm a Kevin Garnett fan.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a KG fan. Oh wait. Come on,
Fuckers. Yeah, right.
I'm messing with him. I'm a huge Kevin Garnett fan.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't rocking with Boston right now.
Nah, right now, you know, I don't like them boys
I
over
follow players, man. No, that don't.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I was like, I ain't had no, but see, look, this is the thing, so I didn't say this at the beginning, but I was born in Maine. Yeah, I was born in Maine, it's just so random. Yeah, I was born in Maine, and we moved to England after that, because my dad was in the Air Force or whatever. So I'm really a true Yankee, so that's why I you know what I'm saying, I can rep Boston, I can rep Boston.
Yeah, that is the Boston.
And then football team, Patriots all day. I'm a Patriots fan all day.
So you a Tom Brady fan?
I'm a Patriots fan, man. I love the Patriots. Tom Brady can go to the Buccaneers if he wants to. I'm a Patriots fan all day, man. For sure. So shout out Mac Jones, man. We'll see you in a few weeks. We ready for you. We ready for you next
You say, oh my God, I can't argue with you. I'm not a Brady fan though, man.
Yeah.
I'm
tough for you.
I'm the Chief. Come on, man, stop it, man. Joking out there, yeah, the Chief, man, stop it, man. My little brother don't see this.
Yeah.
No, but he a huge Tom Brady fan.
Oh, okay.
So he always trying to, every time you get around me, he want to bring up Brady.
Yeah, but shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother. What's up, man? Go Pats.
Oh, man, but okay, so.
Football is Patriots, basketball is Boston Celtics. And then for soccer, Manchester United all day and Chicago Fire. Let's go Fire, dude.
Yeah, so you do the like now going back to that as far as the no, but I want to say this though.
What's up?
I'm a LeBron fan. Man.
You a LeBron fan, regardless of what?
I'm a LeBron fan.
You see my girl go
Lakers, man.
Oh,
that's brother.
You would say that?
What he do? You know what he do, right? I'm a Bronny fan, man.
No, I can't say I don't like LeBron. He's done so much for our culture. I had a Cleveland Cavaliers LeBron jersey back in the day. There's plenty of pictures with me in it. I love LeBron all day, every day. You know, that's just something about somebody you can't not. Like, I think people who hate on LeBron are like kind of messed up in the head. Because I don't see how you don't like somebody who done changed the culture.
Right, man.
He's definitely shaped it for us.
He's definitely, man. And that was my son, the one I told you that passed away, my youngest son. That was his favorite player.
Yeah.
So my son got locked up. My son, I told him, like, I'm going to take you to Miami when you get out. You're going to meet LeBron. Now, he was a huge LeBron head.
Mm-hmm.
He loved LeBron James. And he always wanted to meet him. So hopefully one day, man, I'm going to get LeBron James on the table, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully, one day he see this and LeBron will come on my show.
Yeah, they gonna look at this podcast and
Come on,
That's that show, that show that kind of
blessed for sure. You're gonna be the hottest show to get on, for real. Everybody it's gonna be a wait list. It's gonna be a wait list to get up in. I can't even get you on.
But right now I'm still building, man.
For sure. It's a beautiful thing. This is beautiful, for sure.
I enjoyed you, man. I'm so happy you came, man. You know, you made my day, man.
It's an honor, man.
You know, nice to meet your lady too, man. So nice to meet you. Shout out to you.
Shout out my lady right there.
Thanks.
So that's right. So yeah, man. It's nice to have a woman behind you, man, like a strong woman.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nothing like that, man.
Oh yeah.
So Yeah, man, I'm so happy you came, bro.
Yeah, all y'all young brothers out there, man, respect our women, man. Black women, man.
That's right.
Lift our women up,
That's
man.
right,
Don't
man.
put them down. Lift our women up, man.
That's right,
They'll do anything and everything for you, man. But you know, we need to lift them up with love.
That's
Just
right,
give them,
man.
just give them love, man. That's all. Love our women, man. Love our black women for sure.
I like that, man. I
Yeah.
mess with you, man. We locked in, man.
For sure, for sure.
We locked in, man.
For
So,
sure.
you know, it's a pleasure, man. I'm glad you came on. I hope to get some more of you people on here.
Yeah,
When they see
yeah.
this, man, pop on here with Big Les, man, and maybe you'll come back with him too.
Man, I
Get
can't wait to
inside
come
and come
back.
on there, man.
I can't wait to come back.
So, this your boy Big Les. Sitting here with A Ealy, you know what I'm saying? And it was a pleasure, man. It's your boy Big Les, man. Man Stop the Podcast. And I'm out. Peace.